All the pleasant weather that you've been enjoying across most of the Northeast will be coming to an abrupt end. A storm system is now bringing rain across most of the region. Good morning, I'm Cheryl Lemke, and welcome to Weather Center, sponsored by Cadillac.
And I'm Mark Mancuso. Some areas, particularly along the coast, rain could be heavy, and parts of the northeast coast will also see gusty winds. Also today, Chicagoland, dry, mild temperatures. St. Louis, dry, mild temperatures. Charlotte, you've seen showers, but guess what? Rain continues to plague the area today. Could even be some hailstorms this afternoon. While in New York City, you'll be seeing rain come in this afternoon as that storm moves up the coast. Now here's Cheryl with the details.
And speaking of rain for the Big Apple, already some rain developing around the New York City metro area, as we've had some rain coming down for JFK, and the rain continues to spread over across Long Island. So for many of you, weather conditions are far from ideal this morning. All the rain is being triggered by a fairly vigorous low-pressure system, the one that we've been alluding to for the last day or so. The low developed off the coast, and it will continue to churn its way northward along the seaboard, spreading some winds, gusty winds at times, and some rain. Now, the good news, though, we think the brunt of the heavier rain and most of the really stiff winds will stay offshore over the open waters, but still right along the immediate shoreline. It's going to be a rough day today with some wind-driven rainfall. And speaking of winds, yes, they are rather gusty and feisty throughout the Northeast. A stiff east and northeasterly flow will prevail throughout this morning and this afternoon. Small craft advisories have already gone up from Boston Harbor and points northward, but right there around Chatham, right around Nantucket Sound, and extending over towards the extreme tip of Long Island Sound, this entire area is under a gale warning. So that means winds at times could be gusting around 50 miles per hour. And that will definitely create some choppy waters and dangerous conditions for boating or fishing. So mariners exercise extreme caution, as some of the seas and the waves today could be building in excess of 10 feet. As our low continues to churn off the coast, it continues to pull in moisture. The counterclockwise circulation pulling in moisture from off the Atlantic. And we do see extensive cloud cover this morning across New England. Clouds streaming across the Hudson Valley. A lot of cloudy skies, too, draped southward through the nation's capital. And with the clouds, we're seeing the rain this morning. So definitely do not leave the house without your umbrellas. We've had some light rain now developing around Washington, D.C. It's still raining rather lightly for Salisbury, Maryland. Rain, too, through Atlantic City and Cape May, New Jersey, up towards Wrightstown. Again, we have the rain for New York City, and more rain right along the coast, over through the Brookhaven National Labs, over towards Montauk Point and Orient Point. And you have the rain, too, coming down this morning around Nantucket and around Hyannis. So definitely a day for the umbrellas. And besides the umbrellas, you'll need probably a heavier jacket or a sweater. It's a cool, crisp morning. We have 30s, 40s, and lower 50s. But when you factor in those stiff winds, it will feel much cooler than that. So kind of a cold, raw, damp day across a good part of the Northeast. Now with the details about the rest of the country, here's Mark.
And it should be a pretty nice day for most of you in the central U.S. Weather will be dry and temperatures mild. It's going to be a spring-like day. However, in the southeast, showers, thunderstorms will plague the region again, especially from Georgia eastward. Let's take a look at the water vapor loop. Why the showers and thunderstorms again today in the southeastern United States? Well, the reason why is the upper low. A couple of days ago it was in Iowa, moving to Illinois, Missouri yesterday, and we told you it would head down to the south, and it certainly has. And right now it's spinning its way over the southern Appalachians. Energy continues to rotate around it. Here is one such piece of energy that's moved its way right on down into southern Alabama, South Georgia. But the air down here has dried out, it's stabilized, so we're not looking for any problems with this feature. But farther north, the air is still cold and unstable, and more showers and thunderstorms will be with you from northeast Georgia into the Carolinas. And we see that this morning on the satellite radar composite. There you can see the big old swirl right in through here, but with the swirl, we're also pulling dry air down the continent and across Florida. It's dry and it's cool air. So some nice weather in Florida, just a smidgen of a breeze. As we get closer to the upper low, more troubles in North Carolina. Notice everything moving very slowly here. Rather wet. Charlotte, Gastonia, Fayetteville, Raleigh, Durham, showers around Greensboro, High Point. Yep, you're getting wet. Furniture country. Looking a little soggy, so if you want to head up to get a deal on the furniture, you might have to contend with some showers. Still a few spritzes showing up here, one west of Nashville, a couple more over here near London, headed towards La Follette in the upper East Tennessee, also around Gainesville, and headed down towards Alpharetta, Lawrenceville. Looks like some showers moving in your direction this morning. Here's the trough that continues to hang out. To the west, though, high pressure. It's dry. It's cool. Houston's 46. Corpus Christi, the mercury dipped to 50. 2 mornings in a row now of record low temperatures. And there you can see the very pleasant air coming into Tampa and Miami. Oh, how sweet it is from the Fox Valley, southward down through the Missouri Valley, northeast Kansas, northwest Missouri. You look great. In the Midwest, some sprinkles and light showers. Can't rule them out. Indianapolis and Columbus today. And then as we look west, there you see the big old high pressure. Nice and crisp this morning, Minneapolis and Chicago. Now your forecast with Cheryl.
And looking at the weather map today, we see signs of a trough coming in across the west. A big ridge, though, across the Rockies and Plain States, and once again that troughiness across the east. And where the troughs are, that's where the weather will stay unsettled. Today, still that risk for a few scattered showers from Atlanta through Athens, Georgia, up through Columbia and Sumter. Rather sloppy, too, for the Tidewater of Virginia, and more persistent rains northward over towards Boston.